What? Are we live?
I think we're live.
Oh, crap. So today, welcome to the Friday review of games. I am Ian Nee Lewis.
And I'm Daniel Pham.
And today we're drinking Red Hoptober, which is a seasonal by New Belgium. There you are, Daniel.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh, I know you got a chaser there.
Yeah, I got a chaser, and the chaser happens to be the Balvenie.
Peated Cask.
17-year-old,
which is
yeah.
It's a limited release actually. They're doing some sort of really heavily peated whiskey, and they were switching casks, and they're like, oh, these peated casks would be nice for a finish on our 17-year.
It's quite tasty.
It's actually quite good,
tasty,
yeah. All right. Well, we're getting a late start today because we're incompetent. And
apparently it must have been my fault. I think I screwed something up in the last show, and it made it so terrible that Rado was not able to fix my home mistakes in time for this show. But it's my fault.
Well, I mean, it's not an excuse, it's a reason, but you were blinded by the laser beams that shoot out from Lareto's eyes whenever he gets mad about somebody misusing the action bar.
You know, we're in a 150 square foot space here, and dodging those lasers is pretty tricky.
It's tough. You really need one of those Cyclops things. Either that, or you stop reviewing apps that are rated less than 4 stars.
He was pretty upset.
Yeah. All right, so with us is engineer Reto Meyer.
Woo!
Hey, bro.
Nice. All right, and Daniel, of course, usually engineers our shows, but today he's with us because since he hasn't been writing Java code for the last 20 years, turns out he's the only guy on our team that knows anything about football.
Yeah, that's true. So we're going to be reviewing some games today, and I happen to be he's right, the only guy that knows the difference between a round ball, which is soccer, and real football, which Americans play, made of pigskin. So that would be me. No one else knows anything about football.
Pretty much. No.
Yeah,
I have no idea.
I was going to be on the previous show too, but I don't know anything about, overflow menus or, best UI guidelines or any of that kind of stuff. So
plus it turned out that mostly we were talking about soccer.
Yeah.
And I think cricket, right?
Yeah.
That's what you call Aussie rules football, is cricket?
Something like that.
That involves some kind of stick, right?
Yeah, and an insect?
And a horse?
Right. The horse, yeah, exactly. Does Mitt Romney play that?
Maybe.
Who's that?
I don't know. Let's go. So somebody told me that I had hair like him. All right. It's time to talk about football because NFL preseason is just getting over with.
Yeah.
The regular season is just about to start. It's almost Labor Day weekend here in America, and we are going to play some games about guys in armor and tight pants smashing into one another.
Yes, and bending over.
Oh, is that part of the... Oh, you're right.
Yeah, when they get set.
Yes, indeed. Okay.
So
Dan's been field testing all of these games for us. Apparently, not just as part of his job, but because he likes them. And we've got kind of a nice lineup today, I think.
I think we do. I think we've got a pretty great lineup.
Yeah, except for the ones that Reto suggested. They all have different... they're not actually football, I think. But...
all right, so let's get started.
Yeah, what do you want to talk about first?
So I'm going to go to retro football.
Oh, hell yeah. Actually, I joke, but the truth is my absolute favorite game a long time ago was Super Bowl Sunday. Did you ever play that?
No. Okay.
So, I think it's before your time, as in probably before you were conceived. But it was great. It was a Commodore 64 game, and you chose your team, and it had all of the teams from the first Super Bowl all the way up. Which, by the way, I didn't realize this, but the Super Bowl actually started fairly recently, right, in the 30s or 40s or 50s.
That's fairly recent to you?
Well, I'm just saying I was reading up on the history of football.
How old are you?
Pretty old.
Okay, you can give that one away.
Now, I was just going to say, apparently, in 1905, there were 18 deaths in the what became the NFL.
You're kidding.
No. You know why? Because back then they played real football.
Okay, real football.
Anyway, so Commodore 64 game, you could pick any football team from any of the Super Bowls that had ever played. Yeah, and then you'd pit him against each other. So you could do like the 71 Dolphins versus the 82 Bears or something. I can't remember the exact years, but and you'd call the plays. So you'd call the offensive play, you'd call the defensive play, and then they'd run it out. And I love that. Yeah, I think that's why I like football is, you've got the play and you just kind of have to see it work out to see if you planned it right. I like the strategic aspect. I know a lot of people like the more arcadey aspect. That's not me. I like the play calling.
Oh, okay. Well, you'll probably like a couple of the games that we're playing later.
Excellent.
Towards the end of the show.
Anyway, that had absolutely nothing to do with anything except that I saw the word retro and football together, and it took me down memory lane.
It's something to do with your age.
Yeah. Can you pass me that sack of Depends there? I think I might need it.
Yeah,
I'm kind of excited.
Why don't you just take the scotch instead? Yeah,
Well, thank you, Sonny. Tell us about retro football.
All right, so retro football. So we're starting out with the poorest of all the titles that were suggested, just so we can build up some momentum towards some of the better games. And we're going to start by looking at the menu. See, new game, options, and about. So I'm the kind of guy that just skips straight to gameplay.
Isn't everybody?
Yeah.
Right.
When I want to play a game, I just want to get straight to the entertainment part.
That's right.
You know?
Options, man.
I don't need options, about. I'll figure it out as I go. So, new game.
Now, the first thing I just want to mention is, and this is not a gameplay thing at all, but none of this text is anti-aliased, which you could almost argue makes it look retro, except not the good kind of retro.
No, it's the crap kind of retro.
Exactly.
There's a big difference, guys.
Yeah.
Make sure you know where that line is.
Right.
So,
there's Everybody Dance now, and then there's Susu Studio. Okay, remember, make sure you're on the right side of that line. That's all I can say.
All
right,
I
so
don't know what that is, but it just sounds terrible.
Yeah, exactly.
So here you can.
It was a disease. A lot of people had it in the 80s.
So right here you can choose quarter length, and they have 4 options. And to me, it's not really apparent what the benefits are to changing the quarter length right now, other than
game.
I'm going to interrupt for a quick second.
Have we been muted this whole time?
No.
All right.
But there's some rustling. I wonder if your mic, Daniel, has slid down somewhere?
it's possible. Here, we'll.
Oh yeah, dude, your mic was like in your pants. Could you hear him?
It was coming through pretty well, considering...
You have a really odd vocal arrangement.
You guys weren't supposed to find out. You guys weren't supposed to find out about that till next year. Yeah, I'll put it right in the front.
All right.
Yeah, that must
nice.
be that. Yeah.
Thank you.
And as you can see, it is duct tape. For those of you that are wondering at home.
That's how everyone knows this is a professional setup.
Yeah,
That's
of course, yeah. So we're just gonna go with the 2 minute and 30-second quarter length. We're gonna go with let's go with all-star difficulty, and we're gonna go start game.
By the way, while Daniel's doing this, if you see me typing over here, it's because we don't have a producer today. I'm handling the live stream. If you have any questions at all for us, go ahead and put them on the YouTube live stream. That's what I'm monitoring. I don't have enough attention to monitor anything else, so don't look at the G Plus invitation or the GDL page. Just write on the YouTube page. If you put down a comment, I'll see it, and if you're lucky, we'll answer it.
Yep.
So, by the way, quick shout out to our buddy Daniel. Who has no... yes, Dan, we have no producer. Do you want to produce? Go for it. Jump right on here. Dan Galpin, everybody. Dan Galpin is actually away today. He's at PAX with Ko Kim. So both of the people that you saw last... Now, they were supposed to call up and do a hangout with us and everything. And we get a call at 12:55 saying, hey, we're doing that hangout? No, Dan, we're not doing that hangout.
Literally 5 minutes before the...
If you'd called me at noon, we would have done the hangout. All right, so anyway, and also shout out to our buddy Marcus. Thanks for joining us. And everybody else that's on the live stream. Now let's go ahead and play some football. Wow. That is, okay, so I see what kind of retro this is now.
This is the crap kind of retro. So that's, like I said, we're building up to the great game.
I see what you're saying.
We're starting out with a really poor example. So
no, this is great. This is great because this is I remember these things. They're you'd see them in Shakey's Pizza or something, and they'd actually be all plastic top, and they'd just have lights underneath that would turn on and off. Yeah. Wow, even when I was a kid and they were brand new, I thought they sucked. But it's a good recreation of that. I mean, if you like stuff that sucked in the 80s. I'm not really selling this, am I?
No, you're not. No. So let's just dive right into the game and
let's
ignore everything that Ian just said.
Absolutely.
So let's take a look. So right away you can see that the kick button is flashing. So I guess it wants me to kick. And if you haven't done the tutorial, which most of the time I don't do, you probably won't know what to do. But let's just press the button and see what happens. Kick. Great. So it looks like the ball is traveling across the field. And this is the point where I usually start button mashing because I don't know what the heck's going on. So I'm just going to randomly touch the screen. And it looks like the X's and O's are flashing. And at this point, it'd be really great to have some kind of indicator to let you know what to do next. Now, for those of us that do know football, you can look at the scoreboard. You can see it's first down, 10 yards to go. But from a gameplay perspective, it's not really clear like what commands you can push to start the next play. So all you see here is like a pass button and a couple of arrow keys for running, but it doesn't really say, oh, you can do one or the other, which is kind of what you're supposed to do. So let's just randomly push the pass button and see what happens. Nothing. No feedback. Let's push the run button. Great, so now you've just started a play, and apparently now it's second down, and I was blocked. And there's really no feedback. There's no gap between starting the play and then getting crushed by the defender, who is just an X on the screen. So it'd be nice from when you start the play to when you actually get crushed to have some kind of indication that you can move up or down or dodge the defender in some way or move the running back. That kind of stuff.
Is that what you're supposed to do?
You're supposed to run. Just to press the buttons and run around. See, now it's third down. Oh my God! Now it's fourth down.
Wait,
and
what?
Yep, now it's fourth down. So
how did it get to be fourth down?
I don't know.
We didn't like stop or anything, right?
There's absolutely no feedback.
We're playing by the retro football rules. I see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. There's just match.
Are you sure this isn't Aussie rules football?
It's possible. It's possible.
I'm pretty sure that's not Aussie rules football. You wanna have a much more elliptical playing surface for that.
Elliptical playing surface, not flat. Great.
Right. They play in a paddock, not a field.
I have no idea what that is.
I think it's where you keep horses.
You haven't spent much time in the country, have you, Daniel?
I've only been out of the country once.
I meant the country, as in not the city.
Like, that stuff that's past Livermore and Gilroy?
Might as well be Europe to me.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Might as well be Europe.
Fair enough. All right, guys, let's go ahead and take a look at another game. So I think we've plumbed the depths of this one.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
It's fascinating. I mean, I really, it does definitely take me back.
Yes.
My only complaint is it takes me back to the part of my life before video games were fun. So
that's absolutely true.
If I can see it appealing to some people, not to me personally, but it is a well done emulation of that anyway. Let's take a look at something else.
All right, so let's actually go to NFL Kicker. Yes.
Awesome. Great, because as we all know, kicking is the most important and exciting part of football.
So tablet is now covering.
That's all right.
Part of your face.
That's okay. Yeah, you can see the cable from the tablet, but
That's fine.
I've dealt with worse.
I think people rather look at the cable in your face. Anyways.
Yeah, probably true.
Yeah.
And my face is big enough you can see it anyway.
It's huge.
Pretty much.
So I've already gone through some of the game to earn ranks, and my rank right now is a starting kicker. And so when you first start the game, you would normally start as rookie, and as you play through the tutorial, your rank goes up based on your score. So I've already gone ahead and unlocked some of the additional stages, but let's go through the basic skills and learn some kicking tips. So this is great. While it's loading, I get to learn some kicking tips. Try to aim for the scoreboard every time. Blah blah blah. And we get some 3D rendered cheerleaders. Awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's not pandering at all.
Definitely not.
Some of that animation was a little disturbing.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But NFL cheerleaders in real life are a little bit disturbing, so I think it's spot on. And as you can see, my player is wearing the same number that I am, number 52, Patrick Willis, but in the game, I've named him something totally different. Points to you guys out there who know what thickness is in reference to.
What? Thickness?
Yeah, it's a quip made by an NFL player, Asante Samuel. He tweeted something having to do with thickness,
Okay.
and no one could figure out what it was. And so now it's become a really popular internet meme.
Nice.
Yes, so I've decided to use it.
I'm so glad we have you around, Daniel. Otherwise,
Yeah.
we'd
Yeah.
totally not be hip at all. Okay, so apparently this is. I'm just going to turn the camera like this, and then I'm just going to flick. Tell me that I'm not a pro.
That
was a
that
pro
was pro.
shot.
That's
Yeah.
1,000 points.
Really?
I don't know.
I thought it was like 3.
It'd be nice if they told us. Well, it is kind of a tutorial, kind of basic skills. So there's no points
I
awarded
see.
anyway. So.
Okay, so control the ball while it's in flight.
Yep. So the pretty.
Controlling the ball while is that actually part of an NFL game? Is that
No, so this
NFL
is actually
rules,
into the realm of fantasy. A little
like
bit.
I wish I could control the ball.
Yeah,
Is that
you know,
fair?
like Billy Cundiff last year in the playoffs, he cost the Ravens game, missing that really shanking left, you know, that field goal from 23 yards
If
out.
only he had had this particular
Yeah, if
ball.
only he was able to control the ball in air, he wouldn't have missed that goalpost by, you know, like 50 million miles. Sorry to all you Ravens fans out there.
It's okay. I don't think we have any Ravens fans on here.
No, probably not.
No.
Tap the screen to continue. So now you can get extra points for accuracy. You can control the ball, use the control scheme that we just found. And
watch the win!
No, fail. No good. Let's try this again. Still fail. Apparently I'm terrible at this game.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. This is a fail.
Well, let me try it. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not. Is it a swipe while you're in there, or should
Yeah,
you
it's a swipe.
Yeah, you're right. Unless, or are you supposed to actually touch the ball?
The wind is actually a lot stronger than.
Yeah, it's really strong. You're right. Okay. All right. So, well, anyway, that looks like it's got some promise. Anyway.
Yeah. So let's go to some of the
I
different
like
game modes.
the graphics are really impressive.
Yeah, I really
except
like the
when you really zoom in on the crowd and then you realize that totally doesn't work at all. What?
Yes. So the back button actually it's a little bit jarring, you know.
This is the old
before,
school
right? Yeah.
way of doing the back button, like before we really figured out how to make games good.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
not really clear here if you're going to actually exit the game, if you're going to go back to the main menu, or what you want to
find
do.
out. I'm betting.
It's a mystery.
Okay. So
Nice,
yeah.
back to the game, right? Mhm.
So what we'd really prefer is that you just go back and then give the user a way to go forward again. Instead of trying to do a confirm. I mean, in Android, you usually don't have to tear down and rebuild a whole lot of stuff to move from screen to screen. So unless your game is literally using all available RAM on the system, in which case you're kind of screwed anyway, you should be able to go back to a menu screen like this and give the user a way to say, oh, no, wait, I wanted to continue my game and get back into it without having to ask for confirmation to move from screen to screen.
Give me another piece of tape.
Yeah.
The Google Glue duct tape fixes everything.
Yeah. It's pretty amazing. That one's lasted us like 4 weeks.
Wonderful.
Perfect.
Ready to go.
All right.
Let's go to the next game mode. In the zone.
All right.
Let's check this out. In the zone. Here we go. It's giving us a tip. Coffin corner. It's got a nice image of Lucas Oil Stadium. All right, let's get kicking. So in this game mode, it's basically employing all your basic skills that we learned in the tutorial from before. And it's got really great controls for... Oh, that was a fail. So here we go, let's try this. Every now and then you get like a little gold bar on either side of the field post, and if you're good enough to hit that gold section, you'll score some additional points. And it doesn't happen very often with me, as you can see, because I'm a terrible kicker.
By the way, we have a message from our coworker Dan Galpin. He says, "Fam's football flicking fails frequently."
Thanks, Dan. Thank you, appreciate that.
Thanks a lot, man.
So I won't bore you with this anymore. Let's find another game mode that's a little bit more interesting. That's pretty standard.
Yeah, I think we got 15 minutes left. Why don't we move on to some other ones? I think we can say this is some cool gameplay. And if you like flick games, this is a pretty good example.
Yep.
It's got all the licenses. It's got a really nice set of graphics. Got a few things wrong. I would really, really like to see the back button handled differently because right now it just looks a little amateurish.
Agreed.
But everything else, I think it's, and then, despite the fact that I don't think it was actually created with this device in mind, it looks pretty good on the tablet.
I agree. I totally agree. The graphics are sufficiently high resolution to overcome any other shortcomings.
Yeah.
So
good job.
Actually, we're going to keep it in portrait mode. We're going to explore one more flick game really quick from the same developer. If I can find it. It is NFL Flick Quarterback.
Ooh.
So this is actually a nice little twist on flick games. Wait for that to load. And as with the last game, I've also achieved a rank of starting QB, and that's up from rookie. So let's go to the first. Let's go to the first mode, Playmaker.
Okay.
It's got the same style, same info between game loading. And I've obviously chosen the same player with the same name as last time. This is great. Now, in this mode, your goal is to pass the ball as effectively as you can to the receiver. And using the same control schemes as the kicking game, you flick and you can control the ball in midair, left or right.
Our receiver's kind of a douche.
Yeah, he is. All receivers are douchebags. I thought you knew that. And that's a fail. And this receiver actually makes some really crazy moves. Moves that no normal receiver in the NFL would be able to make. He must be on steroids.
Because nobody in the NFL is, for sure.
No, nobody in the NFL is on steroids.
Wow, that was like duct tape hands.
Yep.
Pretty amazing. This looks like a fun game.
Yeah, and this is actually pretty cool. So, you can score a lot of points for...
Yeah, and once again, just, look at how crisp those graphics are. All the in-game graphics are just... They've really done a good job of adapting to different resolutions and making the game look awesome.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying this.
I can tell.
So let's skip this game mode and go to the next one. That's pretty much it. And there's a couple additional things you can do. So if you take a long time to pass the ball, which I wasn't doing, it's possible that one of the defenders is going to rush you and you can juke them. But I think Quickfire mode here is going to have that also.
Oh, cool.
So with Quickfire, your goal is to pass as many balls as possible without running out of time. And every time you successfully complete a pass, you get additional time. And if you get an interception, you get points or you get time deducted.
The only thing that I don't like about this game is all the cheerleaders have the same uniform. What's with that?
Because they all cheer for the same team.
America?
Yes.
They cheer for America.
Team America. Great movie
Nice.
if you guys haven't seen it. Bonus points to anyone who knows the lyrics to the song.
Yeah, everybody knows the lyrics to that song.
So I've got 44 seconds. And so let's pretend I'm a really crappy player. And, sacked. So I really like the animations in between. They've taken the time to animate the player getting up, dusting himself off.
They've really taken a lot of care.
Yeah.
So speaking of animations, I think that's a good segue into our next game, which is, well, it would be NFL Rivals, and it's not. And I'll tell you why it's not NFL Rivals. Because even though NFL Rivals is a great game, for some reason they have never taken the Nexus, any of the Nexus stuff that we've got off of their blacklist. So
Yeah.
I can't install NFL Rivals, and I can't install on my Galaxy Nexus. I can't install it on my Nexus 7. Can't install it on the Transformer Prime.
I was really, really disappointed. When I went to go and try and play the game, I've got a box of Nexus devices, and none of them were able to play the game.
So we're gonna review Backbreaker instead.
Yeah.
Let me just turn off this sound. That's not how I turn off the sound. Okay.
Get it right, Ian.
No, that's interesting because as you can see, it's muted, but it is still playing music, isn't it?
Yes.
Okay, so there's a problem right there.
Yes. Please fix that.
All right. So with this, I can. So this is Backbreaker. You set my player. I'll call him player.
You should have named him Thickness, just like the rest of the players.
Is that it? Okay. Oh look, I put a carriage return in my player's name, and now he has no name.
Oh, he's nameless.
Exactly.
Great.
And he plays for the Assassins,
I don't
or
know.
the Hawks, or the Pioneers. I think these are Aussie rules football teams.
Yeah, definitely not American. Maybe Canadian. Maybe the CFL.
Maybe.
What was the name of this game?
Backbreaker.
Backbreaker.
Yeah, but it's basically the same as NFL Rivals. And I'll tell you what's different is NFL Rivals actually has the licenses. And in addition, the Friend Challenge mode allows you to gain points for your favorite team, which I thought was really cool. So if I put in like Seattle Seahawks, that's my team, right? Then I would.
You're a Seahawks fan?
I'm from Seattle, man.
Oh, come on.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You don't think you should cheer for the home team?
Oh, you can cheer for whatever team suits your fancy.
Just not the Seahawks.
It happens to be those pansy-ass Seahawks, and that's okay too.
Hey, man, they pretty much humiliated the Raiders, which I know is your
Which,
favorite
yeah,
team.
I don't. I really don't like the
Kinda
Raiders.
the
And you know,
Raiders, I
okay,
think.
so
Yeah.
I'm a Niners fan, obviously. I'm wearing a Niners jersey. And my fiance is from San Diego, so she's a Chargers fan. And the Chargers are huge rivals with the Raiders. There's no way I could ever like the Raiders for two reasons.
I understand,
So,
man.
yeah.
No,
Anytime they get
totally
crushed
understand. Yeah.
by anyone else, it makes me happy.
So anyway, these football games. So again, this is Backbreaker. It's not quite as advanced as NFL Rivals, but it's the same basic idea where you're basically just trying to run down the field, and there's a guy trying to tackle you. And you can juke him, you can spin, you can do all kinds of stuff, and go back and forth. And if you get into the end zone, I guess you win.
I really do like the action aspect of the game because
It's fun.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
great.
I mean, and of course, Natural Motion. Their whole deal is they made the morpheme system that like the Star Wars games use. They're really animation experts, and a lot of the animation in here is just really amazing. So we like the game. We just wish that NFL Rivals was available for a few more platforms because we think it could be really cool. And I really, really like the idea that as you gain points in the game, you're gaining points for your team.
Yes.
So Rachel, can we get the back here? Okay. So anyway, well, obviously our audience is hugely enthused by American football because we've got a record 21 people watching right now. Thanks for you guys that stuck around.
It's probably just my ugly mug.
Yeah, that's Daniel and Co. and like 19 people that are just sitting there drinking beer.
So I think I've managed to figure out a way to get Daniel to be able to dial in via Hangout. So if it's the work of Daniel,
bring him on. Yeah.
Let's bring Daniel Galpin on.
That's right. Daniel Galpin is coming on, and the numbers just go up and up and up.
Dan Galpin.
Oh my God, that's him. Hello, Daniel.
Replacing Ian's face with Dan Galpin's face, and we can't.
Perfect. Oh, okay.
And we can't hear.
I'm Dan Galpin. We can't hear you, Dan.
Can't hear you. Yeah, I can't hear Dan right now.
The monitor, everything, is that going?
Let's have a drink break while we wait for.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Cheers. This is a good beer, by the way.
Yeah. Very hoppy for sure.
If you would like us to do a beer episode every week, let us know in the comments.
Every week, that might be a little much, but yeah.
No, we'll just do a 10 to 15 minute beer review. It'll be really short. Maybe we'll pre-film it.
There you go.
Throw us ideas. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
All right. While we wait for Rado to sort out the Dan Galpin situation,
Let's move on to the next game.
Yeah. So we didn't get a chance to play Madden yet, but I think that's probably the next title we should spend time on.
Sure, you bet. Let's do some Madden.
Since we've only got
sounds awesome.
10, 15 minutes left.
Yeah. So Madden's kind of the,
it's the go-to game.
It's the big deal. Yeah.
And I'm sure for anyone who's an NFL fan or even a video game fan, you played some sort of Madden before.
Now, the interesting thing about that, we're always telling people make sure you can flick this. The thing that really confused me about it was that
you can flick and hit the arrows.
Yeah.
Little
well,
carrots.
Actually, the first time they released it, though, you could only do one or the other. You can do both. But yeah, so I don't know. Put up you're a Niners fan. Right?
No, don't. Not the Cowboys. Please, no.
That's just where it stopped. That was what the slot machine settled on.
No, Niners. There we go.
All right, sounds good.
Nothing but Niners. All right, so this is a pretty great splash screen. I really like.
Oh yeah, I mean it's Madden. What can you say? It's they had us download 250 megs before we could even play the game.
Yeah.
They're pretty solid on art.
All right, so maybe this is one of those games where I will explore some of the additional menus before we actually start playing the game. So let's check it out. So let's go into game modes and see. So
really nice interstitials here, lots of good animation. You can see the graphics are really crisp. Love that. The only thing I don't like is this big ass prominent back button down at the bottom here.
It's a little bit.
Why do I need that?
I don't
There's
know.
a back button on the screen right before that. Why not just use the system back button?
Yeah,
it's kind of weird.
Don't fix what isn't broken. So looks like there's 3 different types of game modes: exhibition, season, and playoffs. And if you know anything about football, you'll know that there's real in the actual gameplay in football. There's no real difference between exhibition, season, and playoffs. It's most of the same. So it's not really apparent to me what each of these really does. So let's just choose one, exhibition. Since we just finished the preseason today, or yesterday actually, let's just go with that.
All right.
Not bad. And that was strange. So we did freeze for a few seconds there, and that was a bit unusual. I didn't expect that to happen.
Yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it's got its ups and downs there.
Rams and Niners.
Yep. Okay, now I gotta complain a little bit about the texel density on this SF logo here. I mean, come on, you guys.
That's
bad. It looks bad.
You guys can do better. Oh, look, we see there's Dan Galpin on the screen.
Hey, Dan Galpin on the screen. What's up, man?
Hey, what's up? So, yeah, I need to actually switch back over. I was typing comments in the other window. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, so we're here at PAX. Carol and I have been walking around and checking out all of the crazy booths, all the people wearing cosplay. The fact is funny because I think Carol might be the only person here wearing a dress who actually isn't doing cosplay. So I wouldn't be surprised if people were walking around asking her which character she is. And but it's been pretty awesome here. It's kind of the craziness you expect over at PAX. I'm sure all of our dedicated fans are actually here, and that's why they're not watching today. Either that or they just.
I know, Dan. I don't know. Is it you being gone? Is it the football thing? Is it just me? Is it my haircut? I don't know. But yeah,
I would say I'm not convinced you've had enough to drink. Although the show has been really funny, so.
That is possible. It is definitely possible I haven't had enough to drink. But yeah,
we can fix that.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're having this Red Hoptober. You got to try it.
Yeah, it's
good
not
stuff.
Bad. Yeah.
So, what's the coolest thing you saw at PAX?
For me tomorrow. What?
So, what's the coolest thing you've seen at PAX so far?
I've actually gotten to see a true Triple Town T-shirt in the flesh.
Whoa!
Triple Town T-shirt.
Wait, so are you going to score some of those for us?
Yeah, get me one. Make sure you get me one.
I will ask, if they're available for purchase or if I can.
Oh no! You do. Oh no! There's no purchasing. Edery owes me. You tell him that.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Cool. What else have you seen?
The code's gotten to wander the show a lot more than I have, and what we're going to do is take the video camera around, try to take some shots for you guys for next week. And hopefully, come up with kind of a state of the industry here at PAX.
That's great. Yeah, we're going to do a PAX retrospective next week. We'll be looking at some of the games that Dan and Co. saw. and do a little bit of the walking around thing, some of the on-air stuff. We're going to do some video editing. It's going to be cool. We're really looking forward to it, Dan. Where are you at now? It looks so peaceful and calm.
Yeah, it looks nothing like Google.
So this is the patio outside the convention center. So it's basically me and about 1,000 people smoking.
Nice. That's awesome.
So,
Well, say hi to all of them. Give them our URL, because God knows we need some viewers.
Yeah. Only 20-something of them today.
Yeah, I know, man. It's kind of sad.
This was good stuff. This was better than a lot of sitcoms, actually. So, I mean, I think we're reaching a good comedy threshold here.
Do you think we do better with the laugh track? Because
we've got drama. I mean, there's always the question of whether or not the technology is actually going to work. So,
that's true.
That's on purpose. I hope everyone knows that the technology, we screwed up on purpose. Because otherwise things would be, too perfect and
that's right.
Boring.
We wouldn't do this on accident. We're Google.
Yeah.
No, we're not. This is Android Pirate Radio. Nobody even knows we're doing this.
Yeah. We're in this 100 square foot room, in like the corner, like no lights. It's pretty decrepit in here.
But it's awesome.
But it's great.
The view of this office that I get from the hangout is actually pretty cool. I've got like the top of Ian's head. And,
oh yeah. Hey Dan.
There we are.
Nice. Yeah.
Although you got the really cool shiny camera behind you, so that's kind of awesome.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Okay,
all right. Well, cool.
there.
Well, keep us posted, Dan. Have fun at the convention. Don't forget to come back in time to make your salsa or whatever.
Yeah,
I'm probably going to be too drunk to make it tonight.
We miss you.
I fully understand. Don't worry, we're going to come prepared.
Excellent. All right, see you tomorrow, man.
Take care. We'll see you later.
Take care.
Cheers.
All right, so now we're back to the coin toss. This is my favorite part of every NFL game, the coin toss.
Really?
It's the most. No.
It is pretty sweet though, isn't it? Look.
But the coin is quite detailed. That's a great looking coin.
That's a really thin coin. That's like it's like a two-dimensional coin.
Yeah, I
that
like that.
that
Coin wafer.
Yeah.
Yes.
That coin breaks the space-time continuum in multiple ways. Oh, look, I can either defend or defend. Wait. Oh no, I can defend.
Yeah, you can choose which side
is defending.
But since the wind is straight up at 10 miles an hour, it really makes no difference.
You guys should totally defend.
Yeah,
Okay.
Great. That's a good point, Rado. We should definitely defend.
I think I'm getting the hang of this NFL stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good for you.
See, in Aussie rules, they don't have defending. It's not a thing.
It's just attack.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
It's actually pretty accurate.
Okay, and this is the stuff I love the all the play calling.
Me too.
Because God knows I love a good squib. Would I like to see tutorial? Okay, so they really put a lot of thought into this game, and you'd expect that. I mean, it's EA, it's Madden. Mm-hmm. This is one of their major franchises. I don't know if you were at E3 last year, but you remember they actually had it spread across. They're like Madden on every single screen known to man.
No, I was not at E3, but I could totally imagine them having Madden on everything that they own.
See, that's the thing. You're supposed to say, "Oh yeah, I was E3." You're right. Do you remember that one time we got totally drunk at that bar?
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
right.
That was a great time.
Yeah, because we're industry insiders.
But
oh yeah.
No, I'm just agreeing with you because I was so drunk I don't remember anything.
It's a good point. All right, so okay. I will say though that when promised a tutorial, I was hoping for a tutorial. I don't consider this to be a tutorial. I consider this to be a man page with pictures.
Yes.
So
everything in Madden should be a man page with pictures, no text.
Right. So yeah, what the? Wait. I'm dragging the ball down, then up.
Wonderful.
I guess. Yeah.
Great kickoff.
That was a pretty good, right into the end zone.
5 yards deep.
How good am I, man?
David Akers.
That guy should have just.
How great
down.
is David Akers?
Right? I don't know. How great is David Akers?
He's pretty great.
David Akers is so great. Yeah, that's why. As I was telling him just the other day, David Akers, you're not bad. But my buddy Daniel actually thinks you're great. I think, seen better.
Yeah. David Akers, if you're watching this, cheers.
Right.
Keep it up.
If you're one of the 22 watching now, which I can only assume that it's 22 now because Dan got back online.
Yes.
Hi, Dan. All right. So, yeah. Glad to have you guys here. I'm sure that, the post-live audience will be huge. Actually, we were just talking. Actually, no. This is a good time to talk about this. So we were mentioning that we might want to change the time of this because we realized that actually this is probably not something that people watch at work. So when we looked at our audience statistics, mostly people in Europe who are watching us right before they go to bed because it's basically, they need to shoot up, and as they're shoving the intravenous alcohol needle into their veins, it's either us or The Simpsons. And they've already seen all 600 episodes of The Simpsons. But my point is, we don't have a lot.
That's a little bit flattering.
Not a lot. Yeah,
that.
absolutely,
I'll
absolutely, yeah.
I'll take that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, not a lot of people in the U.S. watching us right now, probably because they have better things to do, like work.
Yeah, because that's all Americans do. They work, they watch football, drink beer, and eat cheeseburgers.
That's right. Usually at the same time. But here's the thing. So if you... we also know that we're a little late for the European audience, and I don't even know what time it is in Australia, because, as far as I'm concerned, they're on a different planet. If you...
it's 25 o'clock.
Yeah, there you go. If you have any ideas as to like a better time for us to broadcast, keep in mind that it just needs to be late enough for us to drink beer, because otherwise we can't speak at all. I think I've proven that adequately.
It's just about 8 o'clock in the morning tomorrow in Sydney.
Which is a terrible time to drink beer. 8 o'clock in the morning? That's getting started late.
It's 12 o'clock somewhere in the world.
That's a good point. Yeah. What? All right, so anyway, point is, in the comments, give us some ideas on, when we could get going. And Dan mentions that we're good substitutes for David Hasselhoff. Bite your tongue, Dan. We are never going to be good substitutes for David Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff is in a league of its own. Yeah. He's amazing.
I mean, sure, he does eat cheeseburgers, but that's the only similarity.
And he gets drunk and he, gets his videos posted on YouTube when he doesn't want them to by his daughter.
I guess he does
it's
have
a little embarrassing, but that doesn't diminish his star power in any way.
Let's
go back to the game.
Yeah, exactly. Let's just get all this double entendre stuff out of the way and choose between plays. Let's see. I've got man cover 1, man cover 2, and goal line tight man.
Right off. So right off the bat, I can say right away that for a non-NFL fan or someone who's never played Madden before, it's going to be a little bit confusing.
It's really confusing. Now, it does have a few lines and stuff.
So from a Madden perspective, it's great because you get all the options you want. But from a Android gaming perspective, I think they could do a better job of explaining a little bit about what selections do what.
And this is actually one of the... So this game released almost a year ago today, and it is one of the main responses that we got when we released it. We featured it, and people were telling us, two things. First, it's too confusing, and second, it's built for this device, tablet device. On the phone, it's really hard.
Yep.
Really difficult to use. I actually think a 7-inch tablet is pretty much the device that I want to play this on.
I agree. I think a 7-inch would probably be the best form factor for this title. So let's just choose one. Let's play this game as if I was a 14-year-old girl in Europe who has no idea what football is, and we just select one. And we just, let's pick that one.
See, the thing is, I had just assumed that we were. Okay.
My mistake.
Nice. All right.
So
you've chosen cover 2 there instead of man cover 2. Is there a particular reason you've gone with that option?
It was my short arms couldn't reach all the way over to the other side of the tablet. So
your spindly little girl arms could
yes, exactly.
Man cover 2.
Yes,
that makes sense.
I'll try harder next time. Sorry, Rita.
Please do.
Yes. So I'm reaching man cover 1. So what's nice is that all you have to do is choose the play, and it does it for you. And a lot of times, Madden does require some additional interaction. And since we're playing defense, there's not much you really have to do other than choose a defensive play. And everything is...
You just kind of watch that?
You're like watching a movie.
Okay. Now, I think what's really interesting is, just technically speaking, the lighting on this is really cool. And they're doing soft shadows, which is awesome. But what I think is really odd about this, and I don't know if it's for technical reasons or if it just sort of slipped by, but the shadows are reversed in terms of contact. Like a real shadow is darker near the feet, and by the time you get up to the head shadow, it's diffused enough that it's actually quite a bit lighter in general.
The grass is reflective, Ian.
That explains the whole thing.
Yeah.
See, I'm learning so much about football that I never even realized.
Yeah.
We're playing football on an extremely high albedo field.
So wait, does NFL not get played on actual grass?
So, yes and no. Yes, there are some fields like Candlestick Park in San Francisco which get played on natural grass, and there are other fields which create injuries because they're played on AstroTurf or other artificial turfs, and they're terrible.
You know what? Don't get all high and mighty with me, Reto. I happen to know that in 1977, Aussie rules football started to move away from having horse turds in the pasture, and the paddock. And things have never been the same.
What is a paddock?
It's a place where you keep horses.
Okay, great. Okay, so
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. It's a controversy which to this day remains unanswered. I, for one, am outraged.
Exactly. You're a pro turd.
Absolutely.
Good. And you and I can get along.
Well, of course. Yeah.
I'm sure if I cared enough, I would also be outraged.
So I'm going to keep covering, blitzing, and doing my tight man.
Tight man.
Don't really want to see a tutorial because we've already concluded that those are useless unless you know how to read.
Fumble, great. Niners defense. Defense
Okay.
recovers. All right, so this is our first chance to actually play some offensive plays.
I'm slightly disappointed in the...
pretty offensive so far. I don't know how much more offensive we want to get.
Quite possibly. All right, yeah, tell me this. Yeah, show me how to do this. This is the interesting part, I think.
Okay, so since the Niners are terrible at passing, I'm going to try to find a running back run play. And we'll do that one.
Okay.
And we'll
It's
just
a
go for it. Wishbone.
Exactly. So it's either a wishbone or a shotgun.
All right, so it's really not
It's
apparent to me how to actually start the play.
Also, did you find out? So when they came out, I remember they were publicizing this. That the game was supposed to have this like bullet time mode where you could like stop the play and select your receiver and things like that, so you wouldn't have to have like super quick reflexes. And
yes,
you probably didn't really look into that because you have super quick reflexes. But I thought it might open the game up to people like me who are
just
old.
because I look like I have super fast reflexes doesn't mean I do. You know, after a couple of these,
I can only assume that it takes super fast reflexes just to make your hair look like that.
No, it's actually always like this. For those of you that are wondering, no, you can't have hair like me. I wake up like this every day.
You know, we once were in Barcelona and we didn't speak a word of Spanish and we had to find Daniel Pham in a restaurant, and our admin just walks up to the maitre d' and goes like this. And it was like, oh, see. We knew exactly.
Yes, the Asian guy with the hair and the glasses. Yes, that's me.
I have a question about the user interface. Now, on the bottom right, there appears to be...
No, it's not an action bar, Reto.
It looks like gender symbols. I'm not entirely sure what the one on the left means.
Let's press it. And it doesn't do anything. So, actually, there we go. So, it tells you...
Oh, it's so you can get on the offensive hot route.
That would actually make a lot of sense.
Yes.
It really does, doesn't it?
Yes.
It's 2:57. I'm going to ask you guys to start wrapping it up because I have to go and phone screen someone at 3 o'clock. So
okay, so let's really... Okay.
All right, we don't really have any time at all. But we played some Madden. We talked to Dan. We turned in a show that 20 people watched. It's a good time. Hope to see the rest of you out on the internet after the show. Because we do have to make sure that our ratings are higher than Reto's App Clinic ratings.
Yes.
Otherwise, our boss is totally going to shut us down.
Yes. Please.
Not really. Are you kidding me? All right. It's been great to see you guys. We will see you next week. We have not decided on the theme for next week yet because we are incredibly lazy. But
yes,
if you have some ideas for games you would like us to review, please let us know on our Google Plus page. It's developer.android.com/plus. Very easy to remember. That's a plus sign.
That's right there.
Exactly. So, let us know what you'd like to see. In fact, we'll start a little post going right after the show. Let us know what you'd like to see us review. We'll also be taking a look at Dan's Quest to PAX. Ko Kim will be back joining us next week. And we'll also be talking a little bit more about the games that are being featured right now and the process for that. All of that coming next week. Until then, we'll see you later.
See you guys later. Cheers.